Well, I decided I'm going to go a little further with this poulan chainsaw. As you guys, I actually took it apart yesterday. I did that off camera, and I actually found the spark plug boot was broken. And I replaced it since. You can see I got a new one on here. So tonight I'm going to take the carburetor back apart and see what we got going on, because I think our problem's got to rely on this carburetor. By the way, I just did a search a while ago on the internet, and it says the steel chainsaws, yes, are more reliable than these, so I might think about getting me a steel or Husqvarna. Yeah, I remember I said that in a previous video. I don't have the money right now to get one, so I'm just going to fix this one up here. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the carburetor off, taking my thing off. As you can see, I taped these wires the other day because it was touching on the metal. Okay, I take my choke out. I'm going to take the throttle. Actually, I should drain the fuel before I do this too, because that way I don't have any excess fuel coming out. I should actually do that real quick. That way I don't forget that step. I'm just going to put the nuts back on now. Actually, I should have drained the fuel before I started, so that way you don't have fuel going back up, basically. When this cap is when that cap is tight, it's basically letting the fuel back up. So I think that's what I'm going to do real quick. Just drain the fuel out. Then we can have a look at those lines and see what heck is going on with that. I think our problem's got to be in the fuel lines somewhere. Now, the problem I'm having with this chainsaw, and you guys saw it in the last video, is it will not try to start. And I did get it to run several times off camera, but it just will not do what I want it to do. And it sometimes won't even think about restarting. So might have to check this fuel cap, might have to check a few things, but we will. I'm gonna grab I actually got a funnel out here today so I can dump my fuel in there without spilling it. So I can save half my mix. I did make a new mix yesterday. I did that off camera. Actually, another thing I also did off camera, if you guys have been, I'm going to get you guys some updates of what's been going on. By the way, truck is fixed. The Silverado. I did a video on it, taking it up to our mechanic Jim. He did a great job, fixed it up for us. Just gonna get all that fuel out of there. Maybe this will be a problem I can fix on my own, which would be fantastic. I wouldn't have to take it in. I just want to go ahead and see, that way this funnel prevents me from having a mess. I can drain my fuel back in there. By the way, I do use a clean mix in this saw. I always do. I have a good container right here. I don't use the big cans like everybody else does, but I use some of those big cans you see back behind you. I use those most of the time. Actually, I'm going to leave this cap off, so that way I don't have fuel accidentally going back up the system. So I might take a look at this fuel cap too, make sure it's not bogging down, doing something stupid. Alright, now let's see if we can get this carburetor off. I already took the choke linkage off, so this little guy right here, alright, took him off, so I'm ready to see. I'm gonna look in that carburetor and see why heck it ain't wanting to run. I just want to get this thing fixed. Heck, might be it needs an adjustment, but I don't have the adjustment tool that I need to adjust this carburetor. I'm thinking the carburetor probably Probably will need an adjustment because it acts like to me it ain't getting enough power. And it bogs down when you make that cut. It likes to bog down. So we got to figure that out. Okay, let's get this guy off. I got to take off the main throttle rod. I'm working in here today because it's pretty windy out there in the shop, so I'm going to work in here a little bit today. So let me go ahead. I'm going to take the main. I think I'm just going to remove the fuel lines first, and then I'll go ahead and pull the carb off. That way it makes it easier to slide off. Don't be surprised if you get the intake too, so. Oh yeah, there's another issue. I think I just found it. The gasket. See that? Tore right in two right there. You can see. I don't know how long I was going to get on that gasket anyway before it broke anyway, so. Oh my, look at these fuel lines. I don't know if you guys can see that, man. These fuel lines aren't looking too great. No wonder we weren't getting anywhere. I don't see any scoring on the piston. So that's a good sign, so I don't think we got anything wrong there. Okay, that's fantastic then. Let's pull this liner off, see what we're looking like. Yep, that's bad. A normal one's supposed to look whitish. This is not looking that way, so. And this other one is just as bad. It's got, I'm betting that nipple's probably plugged up or something. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to plug those fuel lines. I'm going to go ahead and take an air compressor and blow all that out. And then I'll go ahead and clean it out from there. Yes, we're using the Sears air compressor today. And I do have an attachment for this. Let me grab it, it's over here. Don't worry folks, I'll make sure nothing goes in the intake. No problem there. I know, it ain't the right pressure, but I gotta do what I got, so. I'm actually gonna blow through the steel line and see what comes out of it. Make sure I clean that dust off so nothing goes into it. Alright, I see steam coming out, so that's a good sign. Alright, I'm gonna blow through this line right here. I know it's not advised to do this, but you gotta do it to get by. You know, look at all that sawdust got caught in that line right there. There we go. Okay. That's a good sign there. Okay. Now I'm going to blow through the main line. This right here. See what comes out of it. I'm going to move these lines for just a second because I am going to blow this with an air compressor and I don't want anything to go in the intake, so I'm going to move this back. I know this tool gets a lot of solidus in that cover. I'm gonna let this thing pressurize for 30 minutes. I'll come back. Alright, let's blow through the fuel ports to see what we got. I see something not right. Did you see that little bit of fuel coming out? Something ain't right. That tells me something ain't right in that carburetor, so I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and tear it apart and see what I can do. Not the first time I had a rebuilt diaphragm, so okay, I'm gonna blow in where this is. Yeah, this air trigger don't want to hold very good. The only problem I don't like about that air compressor, I don't want a full pressure. Well, none of air tanks are going to have a full pressure. Well, I'm going to investigate this carburetor, see what we can find. Okay, I'm back. I had to blow the fuel lines out. I'm going to leave my compressor running because I'm going to blow into the spark plug hole next. I mean, I'll have the saw all cleaned up, and I think that fuel line there is probably pinched. Probably why it ain't running. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and blow through it now and see if I got anything coming out. Nothing coming out of it, so that's good. I might want to clean that spark resistor screen too. I'm going to do that off camera. I might just take this out to my big air compressor. It does better than this crappy thing. I keep losing pressure every time I use that one. Okay, now I'm on to turn into that carburetor and see what heck happened there. I think we're gonna do that next, but not out here. Actually, the wind's still kicking up a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was 3 hours ago. I want to wait till it completely lets up now. I'm gonna go out big shed. Need to wipe that off because it's pretty blah. I don't think it's got any run time on this one yet, so see what that looks like when we get it running. I just need a chainsaw to get me by for the time being. I just ain't got nothing else that runs right now, so I better hope this fixes my problem. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna tear the carburetor. You've already seen videos where I tear the carburetor down anyway. I just wanted to bring you along, show you this and the fuel lines, because I know this is, that poulan needs to be replaced, but I don't have the money right now to replace it, so, and I don't have anything left over to make another fuel line, so I guess I'm just gonna have to use what I've got here now. Actually, change of plans. I think I'm going to tear it down in here. I'll see you guys in the next video.